BMT.
The black man tried.
I watch my family unravel. With no man, I bought a ticket just to travel. That's the plan, to treat us just like cattle. Understand, you hear that snake tail rattle. In the boat sinking, holding no paddle. In the matrix, wanna treat us like chattel. Where's the queens at that don't wear saddles? BMT, yeah, cause black men matters. How you living, yeah, the black man shot. You keep talking, you think the black man flop. Pick your battles and now this black man's out. Now they hate what comes out of black man's mouth. This is my world, we made it, this is my land. Brazil, Colombia, back to Thailand. You can have it with Satan and do the fire dance. While I'm hopping that flight to do my dance. Catching flights, not feelings, it's a battle. So many sleepless nights, not just Seattle. Hey, the black man climbing up the ladder. Passport, no pookie, dibble and dabble. Black man travels.
The black man travels.
As you can see, I'm repping that BMT.
The black man tried.
I watch my family unravel. With no man, I bought a ticket just to travel. That's the plan, to treat us just like cattle. Understand, you hear that snake tail rattle. In the boat sinking, holding no paddle. In the matrix, wanna treat us like chattel. Where's the queens at that don't wear saddles? BMT, yeah, cause black men matters. How you living, yeah, the black man shot. You keep talking, you think the black man flop. Pick your battles and now this black man's out. Now they hate what comes out of black man's mouth. This is my world, we made it, this is my land. Brazil, Colombia, back to Thailand. You can have it with Satan and do the fire dance. While I'm hopping that flight to do my dance. Catching flights, not feelings, it's a battle. So many sleepless nights, not just Seattle. Hey, the black man climbing up the ladder. Passport, no pookie, dibble and dabble. Black man travels.
The black man travels.
As you can see, I'm repping that BMT.
The black man tried.
I watch my family unravel. With no man, I bought a ticket just to travel. That's the plan, to treat us just like cattle. Understand, you hear that snake tail rattle. In the boat sinking, holding no paddle. In the matrix, wanna treat us like chattel. Where's the queens at that don't wear saddles? BMT, yeah, cause black men matters. How you living, yeah, the black man shot. You keep talking, you think the black man flop. Pick your battles and now this black man's out. Now they hate what comes out of black man's mouth. This is my world, we made it, this is my land. Brazil, Colombia, back to Thailand. You can have it with Satan and do the fire dance. While I'm hopping that flight to do my dance. Catching flights, not feelings, it's a battle. So many sleepless nights, not just Seattle. Hey, the black man climbing up the ladder. Passport, no pookie, dibble and dabble. Black man travels.
The black man travels.
As you can see, I'm repping that BMT.
All right, we are live. Welcome, family, to another show. Man, we got a great show for you guys today. Currently, I'm in Thailand. It's raining. Been raining a lot lately because it is the rainy season. So, guys, if you are booking your trips, make sure you book it after the rainy season because it has been raining a lot lately. But we got a really good show for you guys today. I just recently came back from a trip from Phnom Penh, Cambodia, and we're going to do a comparison. Thailand versus Cambodia in concerns of visas, the food, and the cost of living, which is better. If you decide you want to live overseas or you want to spend some time, do you want to spend it in Thailand or do you want to spend it in Cambodia? Which do you get the most bang for your buck? All right, so we got a really good show lined up for you guys today. We're going to be right back.
BMT. No matter where I go, no matter where I be. that, man. I love the fit of this shirt, bro.
Bro, look, I just have to get off the elevator. Look at it. The BMT shirt on. You know, we representing all the way in Thailand, man.
What's up, y'all? It's the Travel OG, and I got to do my BMT commercial, man, for my BMT shirt, man. This shirt is so dope, man. It shows off your guns, fits your muscles, gives you room at the bottom for the belly, and then you're repping the BMT brand, man. So make sure y'all pick up that BMT shirt because it's fire. It looks good. He got them in different colors, and I'm telling y'all, man, the fit, it ain't that cheap. It's a real quality shirt, man. I love it, BMT. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for blessing me with the shirt. And I'll see you on the other side. You dig?
Fellas, don't forget to check out the Black Man Travels merch store where you can purchase Let me see. All right, we're here. Fellas, do me a favor. Let me know if I'm lagging right now. All right. I know it's bad weather outside, so maybe that's just jaking up the internet stream. Let me know if I'm lagging real quick for the family. I don't see no comments coming in. So if we good, we're going to go ahead and continue with the show. But if the lagging is too bad, we'll just continue at another time. So, guys, do me a favor. Let me know if I'm lagging before we get started. All right. I don't want to get too far deep into it, and it's just too janky. All right. Okay, Tobias said I'm good. Okay, we rolling because I got a good show for you guys. That's good. I feel like I'm lagging a little bit. Everybody say I'm good on your end. All right, that's what's up. Shout out to Tobias, the traveler in the room. He's out there in Europe, I believe. Right? You're in Europe. Shout out to you, bro. Travel safe. Travel safe. All right, everybody says we good. Everybody says we good. That's excellent. That's excellent. Shout out to my dude, Branjur. We still on that challenge, buddy. We still on that weight loss challenge, man. So yeah, man, Branjur was out here with me for a little minute. We did a weight loss challenge, and then Branjur decided to take all types of little supplements and little secret formulas to cut down that weight. Branjur got ripped up on me in like a week out here. But shout out to my dude, Branjur. We got Dre the Kid in the building. What up, Dre? Yeah, we're talking about Southeast Asia today, fellas. We're talking about Southeast Asia, right? Mainly we're going to be talking about Thailand and Cambodia. Now, you do got Laos, you got Vietnam, of course, you got the Philippines. But I did take a recent trip down to Cambodia, had a great time, and I'm going to do some basic comparisons, real basic. It's not going to be as detailed as I usually do it when I do comparisons like Brazil versus Colombia. I actually lived in both those countries for a while. As far as Cambodia, I was there for about a week. So we're going to do like a basic breakdown, for you guys. You guys get a more of a feel to decide if you want to, visit Cambodia or if you rather visit Thailand. That's what the show is about. All right. So once again, let me give a shout out to everybody in the room. Guys, I want to welcome all the new members. I don't have it pulled up right now, but I definitely want to welcome all the new members in both private Facebook groups, Black Men Travels 2.0 and Passport Bros. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out for everybody that's joined the group. And I also want to give a shout out to everybody that's purchased the merch as well. We've been selling a lot of shirts lately, man. So we really appreciate that. All right. We really appreciate that. I also want to shout out to my dude, my business partner, Claudel, out there in Sasua with the Wings and Waffle Restaurant. I believe they're doing the grand opening today. So shout out to Claudel as well, man. Love to see businesses opening up overseas, guys. I talk about this all the time, the benefits of becoming a global citizen. I know people get caught up on, the backlash of guys traveling the world and everything. It's always thrown about the women, but there are other benefits besides, dating the foreign women when living overseas. Once you find out that you live overseas, you'll find out that dating is just dating. It's a little easier. It's a little bit more comfortable dating for the man overseas in most cases. but it's so many other benefits beyond the dating. All right, so many other benefits. Like for example, you got my guy Cardell open up restaurants in Sasua. I know a brother that owns a restaurant in Cartagena. I know a brother that owns over 48 Airbnbs in Medellin. So it's other things at place. And I know this kind of gets lost in the sauce and the concerns because we have this back and forth going with you know the haters and everything. People are going to hate, man. People are going to hate what they don't understand. People are going to hate what they can't do easily. If it takes some time and some effort and some growth, then people are going to hate on that. That's just the way it is. That's just the ball of the world, unfortunately. Instead of them, figuring it out for themselves or taking some tips from you guys or us, the movement, they rather hate because it's easier just to throw trash on a positive movement like this and concerns of men traveling the world. All right. So let's see who we all got in the building. We got Global Paper in the building with the Brazil or Die. Man, I'm going to take that put on the t-shirt if you keep playing with me, bro. Global Paper is in the Versus King. Shout out, you got Money Over Honeys. Global Paper is in the building once again. Tobias the Traveler. Shout out to my dude Tobias. All right. So guys, let me go ahead and pull up this list. I want to welcome. I appreciate you guys being here with me today. I know it's football going on. I know it's kind of late, and I usually do the show, but I appreciate you hanging out with your boy today. All right. So let's go ahead and pull up this comparison list real quick. All right. Hold on. Like I said before, just a real basic breakdown we got here, guys. Real basic, as you can see, it's pretty simple. All right. All right, here we go. So this is the scoreboard here. Now, in concerns of, spending, let's just say, long periods of time overseas, not necessarily moving there or, setting up roots there, but just spending months at a time overseas, whether you're a digital nomad, it might be an IT guy, you might be retired military. This will be a good scoreboard list for you guys right here. Now, in concerns, the biggest concern you're going to have when going to a new country or different country or just exploring the world is going to be your visa situation. Besides the COVID, a lot of the COVID things, a lot of it's tailoring down right now. I mean, you still got to check because if you enter Thailand and Cambodia, you do have to present a COVID vaccine. I had to present my COVID vaccine when I got to Cambodia. But besides that, all right, you're going to be dealing with the visa situation. Now, in Thailand and Cambodia, you do get the visa on arrival, which is great. They give you 30 days. Now, 30 days is going to cover most of the travelers, all right? But if you decide to stay longer than that, you got to deal with the visa situation, all right? Whether you have to go back to immigration and get an extension like you do in Thailand to get an additional month, all right? And after that additional month, you got to do a border run, all right? Or you can get education visa or any type of different visas. You got retirement visas. You got a whole bunch of visas, all right? But I will say, from what I've been doing the research on, Cambodia is a lot easier to obtain a long-term visa for about a year, all right? Now, in most cases, guys who do the visa in Thailand are getting the educational visa, which can run you anywhere from, I believe, $900 to maybe $1,200, depending on the type of educational visa you have. Thailand has a whole bunch of different visas, all right? And you got to be very detailed on the type of visa because some of the visas don't come with multiple entry. So you might have to leave, go to the States for a while or something like that. Then you find out you can't go back because you have to give your visa to the immigration when you leave, all right? So in most cases, people are going to have the educational visa, like I said before, anywhere from $1,000 to like $1,200, right? You can choose to study Thai language, all right? You can also choose to study Muay Thai. I believe there's some cooking courses as well. So you do have that option, and that give you up to a year's time in Thailand. Versus in Cambodia, you can get the business visa and pay between $300 and $500, all right? That's between $300 and $500, okay? Let me make sure you guys can see that. Let me see if I can get that a little big on the screen for you guys. All right. Let me see. That might be a little bit better. All right, hold on. There we go. That a little bit better? Yeah, here we go. That's a little better. Shout out to my dude Bobby Bourne for $10 super chat, man. I really appreciate that, my bro. All right. So now keep in mind on these visas, guys, you're not technically supposed to work unless you have a work visa. A lot of people still kind of, get to work because the Thai government, in most cases, in most of these governments, you can get away with working digitally, on your laptop or something like that. But if they feel like it's taking a job away from a citizen, they're going to have issues with that. All right. So still be careful if you do decide to get an educational visa. All right. Now in Cambodia versus you can, of course, work on the business visa in Cambodia. So the visa situation is going to be easier to stay in Cambodia versus staying in Thailand. All right. A lot of people have, issues with the visas here in Thailand. Like I say, it's a whole bunch of them. You got a retirement visa, you got the business visa, you got different visas. Do your own diligence, do your own research, guys, because the main conversation in Thailand for most expats is going to be the visa situation. All right. This guy says one thing, this guy says another thing. I'm not going to get too elaborate about the visa situation, but, is ways to, stay here for long periods of time. Might not be just on paper and concrete, but if you get a fixer or a Thai citizen who specializes in the visa situation here, I'm pretty sure you can work something out. All right. Versus in Cambodia, pay $300 to $500, you're there for a year. All right. No big deal. Okay. Now let's go talk about the food situation. Thailand has some of the greatest food. All right. It has some of the greatest food. Cambodia, I was only there for a week. I didn't eat too much Cambodian food. I think I had like one or two dishes. It was good. It was kind of, pretty much basic. But I will say from my experience, like I've been in Thailand a whole lot longer. The food is bar none some of the best food I've ever had in my life. All right. You have all types of various options. You can pretty much eat cuisines from the Middle East. All right. You can eat cuisines back from America. You can eat, of course, the Thai food, which is going to be the cheapest. You can eat for like $2 to $3 a day in Thailand. All right. If you eat specifically Thai food, the foreigner food is going to be a little bit more expensive. All right. But the food options are just vast in Thailand. In most cases, most guys actually lose a little weight when they come to Thailand because you're eating a lot of seafood, a lot of squid, stuff like that. Low calorie food. They just give you energy and you just keep it moving. So a lot of people lose weight. So I will say out of countries that I've been to so far, which would be Colombia, Brazil, besides the DR has great food as well. Really good food, really good seafood. I'm going to put Thailand up there. I'm just going to, be pretty safe because Thailand street food is the best. It is the best. All right. Shout out to my dude Yoga in the building. What up, Yoga? Somebody shout out to Money Over Honey says very true BMT, especially because of the regular changes in visa requirements. Yeah, you have to do your due diligence. Like I said, I just kind of gave you a basic rundown of the visa situation in Thailand and Cambodia, but you definitely got to do your due diligence and do your research because you got guys that have visas they paid $15,000 for versus the guys who paid $1,000 for their visa. You're not going to have the same freedoms on both visas. This guy's paying $15,000 for his visa, and you're paying $1,000 for the visa. It's going to be some different requirements for you, basically. All right, you might not be able to come back. You stay in Thailand for like up to a year, but you might not be able to leave. All right, so just be careful of that, or you might not be able to work. So just be mindful of that. All right. Somebody asks, shout out to my dude Jay Clyde. The building. What up, Jay Clyde? Says, does Thailand have steak for? Thailand has everything, bro. Thailand definitely has everything. All right. Shout out to Big Mike. All right. Now, let's go to the internet. Now, keep in mind, guys, as far as the internet is concerned, Cambodia is not really, they're still building the infrastructure around Phnom Penh right now. You can kind of tell there's a lot of buildings being built up and all that good stuff. All right. It's not quite there yet. All right. The roads are a little, it kind of reminds me of Rio a little bit. All right. You might be driving, you might hit some notorious smells as you in that tut-tut. You're like, man, what is that? The roads are a little, bumpy, janky. The traffic is all over the place, so you're really in Asian, deep Asian, Southeast Asian country when you go to Cambodia. All right. Thailand, if concerns of Bangkok and Pattaya, those are special types of cities. Those are cities that are pretty much been geared and tailor fitted for tourists. All right. You're going to see a lot of English letters and stuff like that. Signs. They kind of cater towards the foreigner in these cities, especially in Pattaya. All right. Versus in Phnom Penh, they getting there, but you feel like you in, maybe Korea or something. People just a little bit more darker. All right. Now, concerns of friendliness, some people say Cambodians are friendly, more Thailand, then they say the opposite. for me, generally speaking, coming from America, most people are going to be friendly from my interactions. All right. But Cambodia they're still building on Cambodia. All right. And in Cambodia, they do use the US dollar. All right. Some people say that's a good thing. Some people say it's a bad thing. In my opinion, I prefer to use the local currency. But they do say you will save money on bigger purchases if you use the USD out there in Cambodia. All right. So, guys, let me just show you a quick and the internet. I almost missed it. The internet. Okay, the internet is not good in Cambodia. So if you're just a nomad, guys, you're going to be struggling with the internet out there. All right. It been times where there was no internet at all. So you go downstairs. This is how you kind of gauge too, by the way, of a country. When you go out there and you make a little, your American westernized complaint, you say, hey man, either the water is cold. They look at you like, yeah, and or you say something like, hold on. Give me 1 second, family. Let me get this over here. Or you say something like the internet is out. They say pretty much like, yeah, it goes out sometimes. Big deal, right? But we know for Americans, there's a nomads in particular, the internet is very important for us. All right. Internet is very important for us. Give me 1 second, family. Hold on. All right. Sorry about that. 1 second. All right, we back. Yeah, so the internet, man, the internet is not as fast. It's a little, it's there. Of course, you have the internet, but it's going to be hours with you not having any internet. I stay in my apartment, and I'll just leave. I'm like, wow, so it's just no internet, and you might understand exactly right by the router. For some reason, they put the router in the hallways, which is kind of strange, right? They put a right because you're pretty much sharing a router with somebody else, and internet's just not there. So if you are just a nomad, be careful about that. If you have to have the internet, pretty much like myself, then be mindful that Thailand has great internet versus Cambodia. The internet is not that great. You will spend hours out the day without any internet or any hot water. All right. The infrastructure, they're building up on it, but it's just not there. Like I say, the roads are pretty much, messed up, and I'll give you a little of a tour. Also, man, I did some travel vlogs, guys. Check out the travel vlogs. That's a little different. Most of the travel vlogs will be going on the other channel, or the Passport Bro channel. But I want to kind of just kick it off and give you guys an opinion. So I did like a part 1 and a part 2 on this channel. So if you haven't checked out, this is a Fanon Penn video. Make sure you check it out. All right. Shout out to Dennis Oliver with the 5 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says, I already have my flights, looking up hostels in Pattaya right now. Oh, I'm sorry, not hostels, hotels. I want to say hostels. Hotels in Pattaya right now. I'll be there around Halloween. That's what's up, man. You're going to enjoy yourself. You should have a very good time. Hopefully, it won't be raining, because some of these guys come out here and they just get rained out. It's like, man, what's up with all this rain? I'm like, yeah, man, it's like monsoon season or something out here. So it's been raining a lot. It was raining a lot in Cambodia as well. All right. Shout out to Charles Jones. Says, yeah, going to look into that movie Thai visa. Thailand is number 3 on my Asian countries to list after Japan and Vietnam. That's interesting you say about Vietnam, man, because I know they only give you 30 days in Vietnam. All right. All right. So let's talk about the cost of living. Now, to me personally, I said it was a Thai. Now, I watched a couple of videos. Some people say Cambodia is much cheaper than Thailand. I don't know how cheaper it can get than Thailand. You know what I'm saying? It's cheap out here. All right. And I'm gonna show you an apartment that was off Airbnb. They offered it to me for $600 a month. So let me just show you a quick clip of the type of apartment you can get for $600 a month in Cambodia. Now, keep in mind, my apartment here in Thailand is pretty much half the price. It can even get cheaper. I ran into a guy from Louisiana. I think he said he was paying $250 a month for his apartment here. So it can get cheaper. All right. So let me go ahead and pull this up. All right. So this right here is the Airbnb in Cambodia. Just checking it out. The kitchen. The bathroom right here. Oh, you got some soap. Good looking. Okay, I think I'm lagging a little bit. Hopefully I can kind of show you guys. Maybe it's the videos that's lagging more so than the stream. Like a little flat, man. I got this for a little time. And I believe if I wanted this monthly, they said $600 a month. It's a decent little, this reminds me kind of like the vibe I get is kind of like Rio to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let me know if I'm lagging. I think the video is lagging. Now I'm pretty sure that it's much cheaper apartments, but this apartment happened to be, and I lucked up in like I guess you want to say, I was a little worried, but yeah, the little hippie area, where you run into other foreigners, other Americans. So it was a good area. It was right around the corner from pretty much their little nightlife area. If you've been to Colombia, it would be the equivalent of like a Provenza or something like that. Or if you've been to Rio, I guess not necessarily Copacabana, but kind of in that area, just a little hippie area where you'll see a lot of other foreigners from like Europe. You got Bulgaria. I would say the English speaking area. I looked up and was like literally right around the corner from it. So I think that's the reason why it was kind of expensive at $600 a month, which is not that expensive. It's cheaper than I would say Brazil, of course, but I'm sure you can get even cheaper. All right, if you can negotiate and just get an apartment. This apartment coming off Airbnb, so if they want $600 a month off the Airbnb. If you go outside of Airbnb, you can almost cut that price down by another $200. So more or less, you probably can get this apartment for about $400 if you sign a long-term lease. And it's a pretty nice apartment, man. Only thing was, didn't have no cold water. I mean, hot water. It had some warm water, lukewarm water, but it wasn't no hot water. Right? That did fit. So yeah, man, we here. Yeah. So you said it's lagging a bit. All right. Yeah, I think it's the videos that's lagging. Okay, that's interesting. All right. All right. So in my opinion, fellas, I would say that both of these countries are very reasonable to spend months in, longest amount of time in. Your biggest cost is going to be, besides your rent and your food. We discussed that already. It'd be, just moving around, your tut-tuts, your transportation. I went from the airport to my apartment, which was 45 minutes away. In traffic, that was about an hour. And it was one of the funniest rides ever. Because I ran to another guy that I ran to in Colombia. I ran to him in the airport, and I gotten used to I don't want to say third world, but I've gotten used to the driving and the traffic, overseas in comparison to how people drive in the States. So I got kind of used to it. But my guy wasn't used to it. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Man, I'll pay you to slow down, man. We're gonna get that. Don't do this." And I'm telling him, I'm like, "Bro, I think you're all right." Then the guy turns back. He says, "Hey, man, I had an accident in 22 years." But the guy was driving the tut-tut like he driving kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. He was like cutting in front of traffic. There literally, I didn't see any stop signs. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think I see that many red lights. We just hit an intersection, and it's just you go when you feel like going, I guess. So it's traffic everywhere. All right. So that's kind of like the feel you get. I've gotten used to it, but I know if you just coming out the States, and I wouldn't pick Cambodia for my very first trip. I would pick Thailand. All right. You kind of get you adjusted because when you're in Cambodia, man, you really they haven't set it up specifically for the foreigners. They want foreigners because Westerners now for these countries, guys, are like the new economic package. So all these countries are kind of scrambling to kind of get some type of infrastructure for Westerners, for tourists, because tourists brings in billions of dollars, right? They bring in billions of dollars and they don't take away jobs from the locals. So it's a win-win because you have more of a surplus of money. You're basically, if you look at it, you got a person that on average in Cambodia makes about $100 US a month versus you as an American, you're spending money, frivolously to a certain degree in that country because you're just like, it's relatively cheap for you where there's moderate prices for the locals. All right. So they welcoming in tourists. But Cambodia is still building right now. So I'll say, Thailand's going to win. All right. As far as the overall, I'm going to have to go ahead and go with Thailand as the winner. All right. Versus Cambodia. Because the food, you got the internet, all right, you got the infrastructure, and you'll be more comfortable, especially if you're a first-time traveler to Asia. in Thailand. All right, the roads are clean. You know, you don't get hit with all these crazy smells. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It was some smells in Cambodia. All right, and I was riding with the girls, and they was like, "Oh, what's that smell? I don't smell." I'm like, "Girl, you know you'll smell this before." So, yeah, you know, but great time regardless, man. Cambodia is great for like visa runs. I don't know if I would just live there per se at this point in time. Phnom Penh is on the come up. You can see all types of high rises they're building up. I think they want tourists to come in, but they have to kind of build it up a little bit more. All right, they have the same thing going on in Cambodia that they do in Thailand as far as the entertainment. All right, as far as entertainment, they got pretty much the same thing going on. But let's just say their entertainment area is relatively small in comparison to the entertainment areas in Thailand. All right, they're just not as clean and put together. Now, if you're talking about the women, the Cambodian women are beautiful. They're very gorgeous, beautiful, very full features. Asian women are beautiful in general, but they do have somewhat of a different look than I would say Thai women. All right, and I didn't do too much dating in Cambodia, but I did meet a nice young lady. It's a little bit, I would say Cambodia might be Thailand 30 years ago, maybe 20. I'm not sure. That's what Cambodia is right now. All right, let me go ahead and catch these super chats. Okay, guys. Yeah. It was the video I was liking. Apologies for that. Apologies for that, bro. Yeah, the internet is bad. I'm catching up with some of you comments now, man. Somebody said racist. I don't know what that means, but you got to be a little bit more detailed in the question. All right, shout out to Tobias. He made a very good point. He says, you won't be a productive digital nomad in Cambodia. The internet infrastructure won't support you properly. Very true. Very true. Like I said, it's not slow internet. At times, there is no internet. All right, there's no internet. So if you got to work online, man, don't do it. Just Thailand has it. I know plenty of guys that work here, digital nomads, of course, in Thailand. A lot of guys in Chiang Mai as well. A lot of guys in Bangkok. Pattaya has very fast internet for the most part, and I know that if in some cases, if your job doesn't know if you're working overseas, it has to bounce off some server. I think the lag isn't that bad, from what I've been told, because a lot of guys do still work. They live here, or they might go back to the States every now and then, but some of their jobs don't know that they're necessarily in another country. All right. All right. Somebody's saying something about racism and aggressive in nature. Can somebody elaborate on that? Somebody elaborate that in the chat, because I'm not sure what you're talking about. Yes, weed has been decriminalized in Thailand, by the way. They sell it everywhere. All right. Everywhere. Even the old lady's selling it right now. All right. Shout out to Intake One with the 5 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says, wanted to move to Japan, but now Thailand's looking to be a better option. Also see more tech jobs available in Thailand. Listen, guys, Thailand is opening up the door. All right. The people in Thailand are very intelligent. The governance of Thailand is smart. All right. They're smart, and they're pushing forward faster than anybody else in Asia right now in concerns of getting and welcoming in tourists and Western dollars. They don't do it because they're not doing it because they like us now. They're doing it because we got that powerful American dollar. All right. And like I said, tourists, they come in, they spending two, 3 times as much money, all right, on the same items as the locals. All right. So that's going to generate a lot of money. And now they decriminalize marijuana too. They're going to be swimming in the money in the next 2, 3, 4 years, man. They've made Thailand pretty much the Amsterdam of Southeast Asia now. So not only do they got the expats, people that live here, the people that visit here, all from Europe, all right, and all from Australia. You got pretty much the top travel destination in the world in Thailand. And it's getting back like that too, by the way, family. It's getting back like that too. When I first arrived here in Thailand, I didn't realize that it was probably one of the best times to be in Thailand. All right, because it wasn't crowded. It wasn't a lot of people out like that. The clubs where you find a seat. I mean, it just wasn't a lot of people in Thailand at that time when I first arrived here because of COVID. Now it's getting back that way. It's getting back, a lot of people. It's getting crowded, it's coming on back. So this will be a good time to visit before it gets packed out, right? Because it's coming. It's coming. By this time next year, it's going to be pretty much, in my opinion, it's probably going to be back the way it used to be, where you can barely walk on Walker Street. You're gonna be like this, trying to get in 808 and all these clubs. All right. All right. All right. Shout out to Chucky Luciano. Now that might be one of the best YouTube names. Honestly, I heard Chucky Luciano with $2 super chat. Man, I really appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. All right. Somebody said, "What's the info on celeb news?" Man, I don't do celeb news, man. All right, shout out to Jazz Jackson. He says, "I love Thai women, but one of the most beautiful women I've ever saw was a Cambodian woman. They have a different look to them, man. They definitely have a different look to them. I should have put up some receipts for you guys, but they have a different look. You can definitely tell they're a little bit more brown skinned, lips a little bigger, a little bit fuller. All right." Somebody said, yes, it's hard to beat Thailand. Thailand is like I said, they have the infrastructure for tourists, basically. They built all this on, I'm pretty sure, tourist money. All right. So they have it set up for you guys already. And people are telling me that Cambodia is much cheaper. I can see that. I mean, I spent $12 for an hour ride in traffic from the airport to my Airbnb. Most rides were like $1, $2, maybe $3, and you'll go all across Phnom Penh. I think I was riding all day with a guy, and I gave him a tip and might have spent $15. And this is with him waiting 30 minutes to an hour outside because I went to some tourist attractions. And he was just waiting. He was just giving me a ride. Only thing was, he did get over. He was driving like 15 miles an hour. Some of these guys got to really sit there and try to explain to them, like, look, bro, it does not matter how long it takes for me to get there. You're still going to get paid the base price that we agreed on. Because what happens is, this guy in particular, he was driving like 15 miles an hour on the highway. All right, on this tut-tut. And I'm like, bro, you can go faster. You're not going to get more money by driving slower. He's like, oh, then when he dropped me off, he's like, hey, man, a tip for me? I'm like, no, you don't get a tip for me, bro. It took you 30 minutes to go 5 miles. I mean, come on, bro. So be careful of that. But that's everywhere. That's in every country. That's even in the States. You're going to get over on the ride. So be careful about the rides. Just don't hop in any tut-tut. Make sure you negotiate the price before you go anywhere. And, and if you want to give them a tip, that's fine. But if they're going to BS you, like, look, man, this is what I'm going to give you. I don't care if it took 3 hours to get somewhere. I don't care about the traffic. You was going 15, 20 miles an hour. And also, pull this out. Pull this out right here, guys. Make sure you pull out, hold on, your GPS. Don't just be riding blind. Make sure you have the address that you want to go. Because this guy in particular, another thing he tried to do was, I told him, I said, hey, man, I went to the killing field, the spot of genocide out there in Phnom Penh. It's very sad. Very sad. But, we went there, and he tried to take me to other places after I told him, I'm like, bro, I don't want to go nowhere else. Take me back. I got to meet, my friend Maya. So go ahead and take me back. Because how when somebody's trying to meet you, you're trying to get there before they get there, right? He decides to go the opposite way of the way we were going. And I didn't think I would pick up on it. But I've been out here in these tourist streets, these international streets for a while. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, bro, you're not going the right way. He's like, oh, okay, but if we go this way, I'm like, nah, you're going the polar opposite way. You're not making any rights, any lefts. All right. You're going the opposite way of the way we need to be going. Oh, okay. I go this way. He turns around. I guess he feels a certain way. So he turns around and he starts going like 15 miles an hour. Everybody's flying past us. Little boys with cows flying past us. I'm like, bro, and I go up in the front. I'm like, hey, man, you can, what's wrong with your tut-tut, man? Keep going. I said, all right, take your time. All right. And we finally arrive. As a matter of fact, I think I told him to pull over about 10 minutes away from my Airbnb. I say, go ahead and pull over right here, bro. Just go ahead and pull over right here. I get out, I give him the money. He says, hey, man, I wait, and, I know you say. I say, hey, stop it right there, bro. Stop it right there. This is all you're getting. Have a good day. All right? And just walked off on him. He said, oh, okay. I'm like, you wasted your time trying to get over on me. But, like I say, it happens everywhere. All right, let me catch this super chat. Shout out to Ty Tip the 5 super chat, man. I really appreciate it. He says, can't wait to go to Thailand and Cambodia. Teaching myself Vietnamese and Khmer. Wow. I don't know how you guys try to learn more than one language. I tried that when I was in Brazil, trying to learn Spanish and Portuguese. It's very confusing, man. It is so confusing when you do that. But if you can do it, shout out to you, man. That's brilliant. He says, give it a few years. Also check out Chom Chai in Cambodia next time. Yeah, I've been hearing about that. I've also been hearing about Siem Reap as well. But you know what? I do know guys who my neighbor currently is learning. He's learning Thai and he's learning something else. I believe Portuguese at the same time. So he's doing it. All right. Shout out to Tobias. He says April is the hottest month for Thailand, Laos, and Cambodia. All right. See, I don't know, bro. I'm missing that in the chat. Somebody saying something about racism. I don't know. You got to explain it. Just explain it more in detail. We can talk about it. All right. Somebody says, gotta drop bank on a mobile hotspot plus playing out there in Cambodia, I guess. Yeah, it's a possibility you might want to do that, man. I'm pretty sure there's some options. I'm just saying, just as far as the Wi-Fi that the building provides is no good, bro. Don't go out there thinking you're just going to be on the internet and be fine. It's just not there yet, you know. Somebody said Thailand just needs to ease the visa requirements because border runs every 2-3 months is a no-go for a lot of folks. All right, there's some truth to that. You know, from my conversations with other people that live out here, you got guys that's pretty much used to taking a backpack and going to Vietnam. They got people in Vietnam. They got friends in Vietnam. So it becomes a routine at some point. Keep in mind, you're going to be flying for $75, $80 round trip. $100 round trip. If you plan it ahead, maybe even $55 round trip. And you got the buses that'll take you there for even cheaper. All right. If you don't mind doing the 5-hour bus ride, you can go to Cambodia, they'll stamp your visa, and you can come right back. All right. So they do have those options as well. So some people are just used to it, you know. If you don't mind skipping around, you know, going to Bali, going to Laos, going to Vietnam, stuff like that. You know, some people just get into that routine and they have friends in those different countries, and it just becomes normal. Some people rather do that than pay for the educational visa, which in some cases don't have multiple entry. All right. Shout out to Tawan GC becoming a member. I really appreciate it. Says Thailand is great. Appreciate that. Somebody said BMT travels. I read an article that Thai government does not target drug tourism. Beware. I've never even heard of drug tourism. I'm not sure what that is. All right, so we got a troll in the building. He says, first of all, celeb news, I don't even know what you're talking about. He says, he ain't going to tell you the truth. He's selling T-shirts. Yeah, I like to sell T-shirts, bro. Whoop-de-doo. All right. Mal, you get the info from me. All right, so this is a troll. We got a little troll. Let me go ahead and get this troll out the building. All right, where you at, player? Get you on up out of here. Still no Chinese or Russians there yet. It's a lot of Chinese in Cambodia, bro. We went to the casino, Naga World, and we played poker. Well, my friend played poker. He got as soon as he sat at that table too. I don't know why he did it. But there are a good amount of Chinese in Cambodia. All right. They actually have a friendship agreement with the Chinese there in Cambodia. The Chinese set up hospitals there in Cambodia. Like I said, they're still somewhat building the infrastructure in Cambodia. So there's a lot of opportunity there. All right. Shout out to Marcus Love, a naughty American expat. He said, BMT travels. I know you enjoy your little Cambodia cutie. Yeah, you're right. Cambodia is a little bit more brown skin. Brown, pinkish, you know, that little caramel. I already know. But yeah, definitely a darker complexion. All right. Fellas, don't worry about the trolls in the chat, man. We ain't worried about them, man. We live in life. You know, y'all saw the videos. I'm boots on the ground. So I was there in Cambodia. I'm here in Thailand currently for, I think, month number 6 or month number 7. All right. Somebody asked, should I take the bus from Bangkok to Pattaya? You can, man. If you're not in a hurry, you can take the bus. You know, it's funny because on my way to the airport, I pretty much paid double. You should take the bus actually, because I paid double the amount that the bus is charged. So the bus is charged, I think, $30, $30+ or something like that for like an hour and a half ride, almost 2-hour ride, and the taxi is going to charge $60 on average. All right. All right. Yes, they do have Grab. Yeah, you can use Grab in both countries. All right. Let me get this guy out of here, man. All right. Let me go and get you up out of here, bro. You just sitting there trolling the chat. y'all want the real, huh? Y'all want the real. I didn't go any beaches. You know what, man? I'm gonna tell you about the beach situation though. Going to beaches in Rio, Brazil, bro. It's they put the caliber so high, so high. I just don't think I'm going to be necessarily impressed by the beaches here unless I'm going for like relaxation. You got your girl with you. It's more peaceful. In Brazil, the beaches is just like a mini city within a city. There's a whole beach culture in Brazil. All right. So somebody asked me, Phil Tay says, hold on, let me put that up on the screen one more time. So how was dating BMT? How the women, the girl you were with was attractive? I didn't do too much dating in Cambodia like that. All right. I did some dating, but not too much. It's cool. The women are beautiful, man. I mean, they're beautiful. You're dealing with definitely a feminine woman out here in Asia in general. All right. Shout out to Chucky Luciano for coming a new member, man. I really appreciate that. All right. Shout out to Tyler Burst says BMT. Just wanted to say thanks for all you do. This info is amazing. Yeah, man. I'm trying to give you guys some good information. I would definitely take a trip to Cambodia, but what I would do is I would come to Thailand. I'll go to Thailand first, kind of move around Thailand a little bit, then maybe hop over to Cambodia. I wouldn't just take a trip from America straight to Cambodia. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would now because I have a few friends there that they'll tell me where to go and all that good stuff. But you kind of miss now. I think Thailand is from what I've been hearing, it's the head honcho in charge, right? You know what I'm saying? Not just necessarily Pattaya, but you got other cities within Thailand like Chiang Mai. All right, you got Bangkok, of course. So you got other cities you can visit in Thailand. Beautiful temples, beautiful people, great food, and the infrastructure is pretty good to be in Southeast Asia for the price that you're going to be paying for. All right, you can get a really nice pad here in Thailand for under $1,000 a month. If you're paying over $1,000 a month, you better have the nicest pad, bro. You better have a pool table, all that. If you're paying around $1,000 a month, which is the average 1-bedroom apartment in America in most major cities. Matter of fact, it's going to be more than $1,000. You're looking at paying $2,000 now if you were living in some of these major cities with that, penthouse bachelor pad, that so many of us like. All right. Yes, that's true, Tobias. Oh, that's Tawan. He says the beaches are better on the island of Thailand. Yeah, you're very right. All right, shout out to Jesse Shorts. That's some good information, man. He says, yeah, I take the bus all the time from Pattaya to Bangkok. It costs probably $5. Oh, man, that's good. Yeah, you're right, Greg. He says the best advice, Greg, like one of my homeboys from high school, said the best advice is to go and see for yourself. Peace, fellas. Yeah, it's not going to be better than you actually come here for yourself, man. Because like I say, it's all about, what you like, what you're comfortable with. Some guys are comfortable living in Brazil. Some guys are more comfortable living in Colombia. Some guys like Thailand. Some guys like, Europe, Bulgaria, whatever you decide. Some people like the Philippines. Some people like the Dominican Republic. All right. And there's differences in all these countries. Everybody's different. All the laws are different. So just do your due diligence and doing your own research. I can't point the finger at any country that you will decide you want to live the rest of your life in. That's particularly up to you. All right. Somebody said, are Cambodian females attracted to brothers? Yeah, I can say so. I went to a couple of clubs. I'm not gonna give you the details because that's on the Patreon, but I went to a couple of clubs. I did fairly well. Yeah, man. Somebody said how to film the police. That's a YouTube name. He said, how many black men did you see in Cambodia? I saw quite a few, but they weren't American. They were all African. They were mostly from Cameroon, if I'm not mistaken. All right, film the police. I don't know what your angle at this here is, brother. I don't know. You ain't got no thumbnail on your photo. Hey, I'm trying to catch these comments as fast as possible, bro. I did not catch your comment, K. Dot. How many Wesley Snipes looking black men do you see in Pattaya? I don't know, bro. I don't be keeping up. Yeah, I mean that's in general. Somebody says Cambodia is a good spot. A lot of countries are all in location close by. Yeah, it's all right here, man. Our flights. It's right here. 35 maybe to $100. All right. Somebody said, "What do you say was the best and cheapest food?" I'm gonna say Thailand, man. Thailand got some good. Thailand has all the options that you want. All right, it has all the options. You can eat Middle Eastern food. You can eat all types of different food, German food. People that have opened up businesses here. Would bring their culture, a little bit of their culture as far as the food to this tourist, city tourist area. So you got all the options in the world, man. You have just endless amounts of food you can partake, or you can eat the Thai food, or you can eat other Asian food. And the food here you can eat in Thailand for $1, $2 a day, $3 a day, or you can eat for 20, 30 bucks a day. It all depends on you. All right. All right. Y'all all over the place in the comment section. Okay. Somebody asked, that's a good question. I should have actually put that on the list. They do speak English, but from my most encounters, they're kind of nervous about speaking English to you. All right. But they'll understand everything you say. So that makes the conversation, a little bit better. So they might not just talk to you like that, but it's basic. The girl I was talking to, Maya, she spoke pretty good English. Like she understood, but there'd be times where I may put out a translator one time in a week in Cambodia. One time. All right. I've never put out a translator here in Thailand, but I would say they do speak a good basic knowledge of English where they understand you. And that's a big difference in concerns of dating foreign women. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to put that on me. When there's a language barrier, that is a little bit of a hump. You can get past it. You feel me? I've dated women in Medellin that didn't speak fluent English like that. But every time you put that translator out, it definitely takes away from the essence of a conversation you're having with a woman. That intimate conversation kind of goes away when you got to put that translator out every time. Versus when around here, you don't have to put out a translator, and they're going to at least understand what you're saying. They might not be able to have a full-on conversation with you, like back and forth. You might speak a little slower, but they get the gist of what you're saying to them, which means you can show a little bit of your personality. You can make them laugh, and that interaction is going to be a little bit more genuine because she gets to see who you are as a person. All right. So that's the big difference between, maybe Brazil, and Colombia, where they don't speak the language that good. Now, once again, somebody asked, how's the hotel? BMT is expensive. Being expensive is relative. I would say you can find, listen, in Asia, bro, you can find the cheapest room. I know guys that live here for almost literally nothing. All right. You can find a fan room with no AC for, a couple bucks a day. All right. So that's on you. Or you can find the most expensive, nicest hotel room, or you can be in somewhere moderate. All right. I have not been to Laos yet. All right. Somebody said the same in the Philippines. Yeah, I heard the Philippines speak pretty good English as well. Chris Cooper asked another really good question, man. Said, do you recommend getting a guide that's from where they're from, or just hang out around network with the people? I always recommend getting a guide. Man. Because if you try to just get cool, if you just try to jump down and talk to different locals, they'll get over on you. All right, plain and simple. You the cash cow in most cases. You come from the top capitalistic country in the world, hands down. All right, so everybody knows it. You're American. That says volumes about your citizenship. They know you're getting American dollars. Some of them ask you, what do you do for a living, or are you working? Most people actually don't ask what you do for a living. They ask what you do for a living in Brazil and Colombia versus here in Asia. They just ask, are you working? So are you making American money here? Right? Very smart. Mm-hmm. All right, another good question we got. What order would you visit Thailand, Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, and Laos? Let me just that last question real quick. Yes, get a guide, bro. Get a guide, local, somebody that knows what they're doing, can show you around. That's gonna make a big difference, especially if he's trustworthy. That makes a big difference. All right, in your trip. Now, Judge asked, what order would you visit Thailand, Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, and Laos? I would go to Thailand first. All right, I haven't heard much about Myanmar like that. I would do Thailand. I would say Philippines, and then maybe Cambodia, and then Laos. That's how I would do it. All right, go ahead and get comfortable in Thailand first. Down to the Philippines, where the infrastructure is not as good, kind of get adjusted. Then go to Cambodia, where the infrastructure is not as great. Then maybe go to Laos. I'm not really familiar with Laos, but I would pick Laos last because I haven't been there. All right, so y'all going to another level. Y'all all over the place. Y'all all over the place right now. All right. Mm-hmm. We got a couple more trolls in the group. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and get you on up out of here too, bro. Trolls are heavy today. That's what's up. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Never understood the logic behind listening to somebody that you don't agree with, but hey, if you're wasting your time, that's on you. All right. Candy Cover asked, in the digital nomad community, we have a guide list. Is there one for passport bros that you guys are creating a reputable list? Digital nomad community, we have a guides list. I know what you're talking about. Who has that guide list? I forgot the YouTuber who has that guide. I know exactly what you're talking about though, but we will develop one. All right. Tobias the Traveler says BMT travels. One must fly to Thailand to reach other areas of Southeast Asia that aren't Vietnam. They don't have international airports. All right. Good point. Very good point. So I know in concerns, we're gonna go back to the food a little bit. I've been playing the clip. I did a short of a clip of my friend Maya. She was eating, I think she ate a tarantula or a spider or something. That kind of got a lot of views, a lot of critiques. But keep in mind, man, that on these carts full of bugs, basically, that the shrimp is right there. You know what I'm saying? The shrimp is right there, right next to the bugs. So it's all about what your perception of food is. I got guys that like the crickets. They eat the crickets. I like frog legs. Some people might think that's gross. That I like, eating frogs and stuff like that. It depends on what you think, what you like, what you want to try out. I don't mind trying out exotic foods. I did have a little piece of the tarantula. I couldn't get past the texture. It wasn't for me. All right. It wasn't really for me. But you got guys that eat pig intestines. I've never done that. I think it's disgusting, no matter how much you clean it. But people eat pig intestines all the time. It's like a southern cuisine in certain cases. So it's all about your perception. Let me see if I want to play a little bit of this clip, man. I'm gonna play this little bit clip if you didn't see it. The street food is amazing. Don't get me wrong. The street food is good. I would stay away from. I can't say that because I do eat squid on the street. Be careful with the street food, though. You can eat it, but instead of going to different street food vendors every day, find a few of them that you rock with that are clean and cook the food properly. Because you do get some stuff you might eat, you might feel a little sick. But right now, I think my stomach is good now. I've been adjusted. So let me play this clip, man. I'm going to go ahead and head on out for you guys, man. Great show for the day, man. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Like I said, I know it's later than usual that I do the shows. But go ahead. Hopefully it won't lag too much.
And I want one corner. Would you like this one?
You eat it. I'll take it. I can't eat it. I did. I actually did eat a little bit of it. I ate like a little bit of legs. I just couldn't get past the texture. It was just too crunchy, and it was barbecue. That's the thing about it. So I'm like, okay, it's barbecue. At least they put some little flavor in there, but I just couldn't get past it.
ចាអាហ្នឹងយកនេះទៅលើដាក់ខំទៅនេះ
I think we're still lagging. I was trying to show it. Let me see if it catches back up. I don't know why the videos are lagging like this. Somebody says I'm all for bizarre food, but man, woo. Like I said, who all eats frog legs? I mean, it really depends on your perception of food too. At the same time, people grow up eating this. This might even be more healthy for you than some of the foods that we eat in the States. Basically, man, it's really about your perception. Think about it. We literally eat chemicals every day. All right. When you eat them little sour gummy worms, that is not food. That's just chemicals and sugar. All right. So it all depends. Now, for me, I can't do the insects. You know what I'm saying? I tried the crickets. Couldn't get past the texture of it. I just can't eat the little legs. I'm sorry. I didn't do the crickets. Not for me. Not for me. Like I say, I eat frog legs though. So some people think that's disgusting. I think they taste good. Somebody said I like how they put a restaurant on a bike. Those are like shrimp right there, fellas. If you can see it, that's shrimp right there. All right. Let me see if we can get it good. We're still lagging a little bit. Come on, man. Come on. All right. So we missed a little bit of that. All right. Oh, man, that's bad. That's real bad news to hear. Let me put that up real quick before we go. I'm really sorry to hear that, Tone. He's a guy in classmate that was out there in Thailand, got an infection from the food and never recovered. He just passed away. You know what? I heard about that happening. Was that in Thailand? It was another Asian country where a multi-millionaire who basically schemed people out of a lot of crypto had passed away from eating something. And they thought it was like they thought. Matter of fact, was it India? I think it was India. He ate some street food, got sick, passed away, and he was on the run, I believe. And they say that it was a fake death, but it ended up that he did die from a severe food poisoning. So be careful about that, guys. All right. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I had a couple of videos to play, but the videos are going to be lagging. I'm going to fix that on the next show. All right. And I hope you guys got some good information. Like I said before, the winner was definitely Thailand in the verses. All right. They go to winner. It's going to be Thailand. But if you want to go to Cambodia, man, check out Phnom Penh. They do have like a little touristy area. It's not as big. It's kind of small, still developing right now. Infrastructure not as good. The roads are a little janky. You're going to get hit with some horrific smells every now and then. But all in all, I had a great time there in Cambodia. And, I was taken out by a group of Cambodian women, had a great time all night. I felt safe, really enjoyed myself. So you can check out Cambodia too if you do decide to come out to Thailand. All right, guys. Peace.